This is The Evening Buzz, presented by Mikail Atiyeh.
The wait is finally over. Elden Ring Nightreign has officially launched on most platforms, and especially on Steam, it's hitting some big numbers. Concurrent players are reaching over 300,000. That's pretty crazy. And what's even crazier, I still haven't touched the game. I'm waiting on my friends to get it themselves, and we're gonna play it together. Because I could jump into the solo, but I hear that the solo is actually right now a little difficult. So I'd rather, and it is a very pure cooperative experience. So I wanna try the cooperative experience first, familiarize with the mechanics, the new game design, the roguelike system that's in place, and just have fun with my friends. So I'll be playing it very soon, but I am looking at the reviews, and for some reason, it's not really sitting at the top compared to other Elden Ring, titles of the past. Somewhere hitting around, in the 70s, the high 70s, somewhere in the 80s. But obviously, there's some mixed reviews, especially if you look at Steam, as the community is voicing their frustration about a few things. Starting off with the fact that there's a lack of flexible modes. There's only solo or a mode where you can only play up to 3 players. People were hoping that there would be a duo mode where it's with 2 players. And I think, that's a fair demand to make, especially being that this is a cooperative game. It should have flexible modes where you can play by yourself, you can play with a friend, you can play with a few more friends. And I mean, admittedly, the director of Elden Ring Nightreign did go on record talking about this, saying that it was really just a lack of foresight. We just were so focused on working on this game and having a certain vision for it, but that we did not keep that in mind. But another thing that people have been kind of frustrating their opinion about is lack of voice chat. And I think this one is also a fair complaint to make, especially because, being that this is the first, I would say pure cooperative Souls game, you need to rely on other players, and maybe you're not playing with friends, you're playing with complete strangers, and having to basically coordinate together and have to communicate together without a voice chat can often prove to be a bit difficult, because if you're going to play with 3 players, you want to make sure that you guys harmonize, that you're able to synergize and coordinate accordingly to overcome the challenges that Nightreign will throw at you, especially those big bosses, because it can be a thing where everyone literally picks the same class, How could that work? You need a class that can act as a support, another class that can act as the tank, and the other one acts as as the damage, and create this harmonious sort of balance with each other. But if you're playing with strangers, it just feels far too random, and it feels like it's completely out of your control. So right now, at the moment, even though the reviews are mixed, it's a high player count. People are playing this, they're going absolutely crazy for it. It does seem to be very fun. It's got all the things that we love about a Souls game. Of course, you got the hardcore fan base out there that are a little bit mixed about this version of Elden Ring, this rendition of it that is extremely too focused on the multiplayer and the co-op aspect. But it just feels at the same time, this is just FromSoftware fulfilling something that people have always wanted for a long time: seamless co-op. It's something that even modding communities have established on the PC versions of most of the Souls games out there. But again, it's this you have a group that is fully accepting of it, and another group that is fighting against it. And Miyazaki has made it very clear in a previous interview. He said, guys, listen, I am aware of how online and multiplayer-esque this experience is, but that doesn't mean FromSoftware is going to detract from making single-player, narrative-focused experiences in the future. This is kind of like maybe a one-time thing, something just to expand on the Elden Ring universe as they work on their next big project. Now, all we know is that the Duskblood has been something that they've been working on for a few years now, but they could be working on something a little bit bigger, something that could act as the spiritual successor to Elden Ring that came out in 2022. So I'd say, guys, don't take it too seriously with this experience, especially if you miss the pure Souls DNA. I know it's not entirely there, but I think the intentions were still, to offer players just a refreshing take on a familiar formula and give us something while we wait for the next big ambitious title coming out of FromSoftware. I can find sometimes the community of gamers being a little bit entitled and, venting and complaining about certain things that they feel is warranted, but objectively, not so much. Of course, yes, there's a lot about Elden Ring Nightreign in terms of its content and bosses that feel like they just took them out of Dark Souls, they took them out of the original game and just shuffled it about and created a whole new playground with it. But I do believe at the same time, it still offers something unique and something, new and interesting. And for $40, I think that's pretty decent. So I'm going to be getting myself ready. I'm going to be calling upon my friends, and we're going to be enjoying the game. I know we're going to have a great time. I'll try to even highlight some great boss moments when I can. But if you've gotten the chance to play Elden Ring Nightreign, what have been your personal complaints? I mean, are you hoping that they would add a duo mode? I think they might, but it might take a while for that. Voice chat, I think it is necessary, but this can be alleviated if you can find some group on Discord, and that way you guys can talk outside of the game. But if it was something built in, that could also be a great thing. FromSoftware is always learning. FromSoftware is always taking what they can from the community and always building upon new things for future titles. So even if we might not see something like this in this title, we might see it in the near future. And it could be better, it could be improved upon. It's just, we don't have to, I feel we don't have to be so critical of them. They are trying to do something a little bit new. So let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm super excited. And what about you? Have you been playing Elden Ring Nightreign? Share your thoughts and opinion. Would love to hear from you guys. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more news and highlights from the world of entertainment right here on The Evening Buzz. Stay tuned.